Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us for updates from the CBN this week. I'm Misi Dada. The Central Bank of Nigeria has issued new draft guidelines on disclosure and transparency to protect bank customers. The guidelines made available on the bank's website set out to protect consumers against insufficient, misleading information or failure and lack of transparency on the part of financial institutions in their dealings with customers. Part of the guideline says contracts, offer letters, statement of accounts, notices, and other documents provided to bank customers must be written in clear, legible, and simple English language in a minimum font size of 10. Failure to comply with the provisions of the guidelines will attract regulatory sanctions provided for by the CBN Act 2007 as amended. Meanwhile, the financial institutions have until 13th August to send their comments and observations regarding the draft guidelines to the CBN. Similarly, the CBN has required commercial banks in the country to provide credit to the private sector of the economy in their role as financial intermediators. CBN Governor Dr. Godwin Emefiele, speaking to newsmen in Abuja, noted that the commercial banks are the only institutions enabled by law to conduct financial intermediation from a surplus sector of the economy to a deficit sector, adding that performing this function effectively will ensure the banks spur growth in the economy.
Weeks ago, we released a guideline that prescribes the minimum lending ratio for banks, because we said we will no longer allow a situation where when banks collect deposits from customers, all they do is just bring the money to the central bank or to government to invest in instruments. And after investing in instruments, after 90 days, 180 days, 1 year, they come to central bank, we cut them a check. And they put it as income into their balance sheet. And then they declare billions of naira. I'm a banker myself. No, that is not what, it is part of their rules. But a core role that is required and desired of the banks today is that they should act as financial intermediators to provide credit to the private sector of the economy. And in that guideline, we said we will give them certain carrots or incentives that when they lend to the consumer credits, to mortgage credits, to the SMEs, that will grant them certain dispensations that they will be happy about. But that if they do not do it, then we will apply certain sanctions that will lead to taking those 50%, at least 50% of the unlent portion of their loans into the CRR. The deadline is 30th of September. And after 30th of September, we are going to begin a month-by-month monitoring and then prescription of deposit loan ratio for the bank.
The Central Bank of Nigeria intervened in the interbank foreign exchange market to the tune of $210 million on Tuesday. Figures from the bank showed that authorized dealers in the wholesale segment of the market were offered $100 million, while the small and medium enterprises segment and the invisible segment were allocated the sum of $55 million each. CBN Director, Corporate Communications, Mr. Isaac Okorafor, noted that the bank's management is particularly pleased with the prevailing stability in the Nigerian foreign exchange market and affirmed the bank's commitment to ensuring that customers' forex demands are met. Last Friday, the CBN injected $284 million and 36 million Chinese yuan into the retail secondary market intervention sales SMI's window in the spot and short tenured forward segment. And that's our package from the CBN this week. Many thanks for watching and bye for now.